Most people think self-discipline is a battle of willpower, a constant fight against their own urges. They are usually losing. But what if the real secret, the one I have learned to use to boost my own self-discipline, is not about fighting harder, but about fighting smarter by almost redesigning the game? It is about making what you want to do the easiest thing to do, not the hardest. This is not about becoming a superhero of self-control. It is about becoming a clever architect of your daily life. I call this approach friction engineering. It is a simple idea. Instead of just trying to force yourself to do things, you intelligently add or remove small bits of difficulty, the friction, to steer yourself naturally towards your goals. You are not relying on a sudden surge of motivation. You are shaping your environment and your routines so that the good choices become almost automatic and the bad ones become just a little bit inconvenient. It is a subtle shift, but the results can be profound. It is less about sheer will and more about wise design. So how do you become a friction engineer in your own life? There are a few key steps I follow. First, you need to know what you really want and why. This sounds obvious, but it is deeper than just saying you want to be more productive or you want to lose weight. You need to connect with a genuine desire. For instance, I used to vaguely tell myself I wanted to get fit. It never really stuck. Then I dug deeper. What I truly wanted was the energy to chase my niece around the park without feeling like my lungs would give out, to feel strong and capable in my own body. That specific motivation had power. A vague goal like reading more is weak, but wanting to explore new ideas and escape into stories because it makes my mind feel alive, that is a desire you can build on. Without this clear, personal reason, you will not have the motivation to adjust any friction in the first place. Second, see what is making things easy or hard right now. Once you know your true desire, look honestly at your current setup. What makes it easy to slip into old habits? What makes it difficult to do what you truly want? This is about mapping the existing friction. Let us say you want to spend less time scrolling on your phone and more time on a hobby, like painting. The friction for painting might be that your supplies are packed away in a dusty box in the closet. It takes effort to get them out and set them up. Now, consider the friction for scrolling your phone. It is almost zero. The phone is always in your pocket. Applications are one tap away, and notifications constantly pull you in. You have to see these invisible forces clearly before you can change them. If you want to eat healthier, but your kitchen counter is covered in sugary snacks, and fresh fruit is hidden in the fridge drawer, you are fighting an uphill battle you have unknowingly created. Third, make the things you want to avoid much harder to do. This is where you strategically add friction to your undesirable habits. You are making the less desirable path less appealing and more effortful. Think about online shopping, for example. That one-click purchase button is the enemy of financial discipline because it is so frictionless. For me, the game changed when I decided to remove my saved credit card details from all websites. Suddenly, if I wanted to buy something on impulse, I had to get up, find my wallet, and manually type in 16 digits. Just that little bit of added effort, that tiny delay, was often enough for the initial urge to buy to fade. The impulse was not strong enough to overcome the new friction. Another example, if you want to watch less television, try taking the batteries out of the remote and putting them in a drawer in another room. It sounds almost silly, but that small inconvenience can be surprisingly effective when you are tired and just want to flop onto the sofa. The goal is not to make it impossible, just annoying enough that your natural inclination to take the easy route works for you. Fourth, make the things you want to do incredibly easy to start. This is the flip side, and it is just as powerful. You systematically remove friction from your desired actions. You make the more desirable path the path of least resistance. I used to struggle with exercising in the morning. I would wake up, and the thought of deciding what to do, finding my gear, and getting started felt overwhelming. So I started preparing everything the night before. I laid out my workout clothes. I put my running shoes right by the door. I even filled my water bottle. When I woke up, the path from my bed to starting my workout was almost a straight, clear line. The decision was practically made for me. The activation energy required was minimal. If you want to read more, do not just buy books and leave them on a high shelf. Keep one on your nightstand, another in your bag, and maybe one in the bathroom. Make it so easy to pick up a book that it becomes easier than picking up your phone. If you want to learn a new skill online, bookmark the course page, leave the tab open, and even set a recurring calendar event that links directly to it. You are smoothing the path, removing every tiny obstacle that stands between you and the first step. Finally, remember this is not a one-time fix. It is about small adjustments along the way. Life changes, new distractions pop up, your initial setup might need tweaking. This is not about achieving a perfect state of discipline and then you are done. It is a dynamic process. You will set up some friction, and it might work for a while, then you might find yourself slipping. That is not failure. It is feedback. It is a signal to look at your friction map again. Maybe a new application is taking up your time, and it needs a new rule or a new point of friction. Perhaps your morning routine got disrupted by a change in your schedule, and you need to find a new way to make your desired habit easy again. The key is to be observant, be kind to yourself, and be willing to experiment. This is more like tending a garden than building a fortress. You are constantly making small adjustments to help the right things grow. Stop trying to win the willpower war through brute force. You do not need more discipline, you need better design. The most effective path to achieving your goals often lies in these small, deliberate changes to the friction in your daily life. So design your environment, design your defaults, and design your wins. True self-discipline is not about fighting who you are, but intelligently guiding who you become.